What is up? My name is Colin, and in this video, I'm going to help you make a decision whether you should focus on doing cold outreach or whether you should focus on doing content. Because it's probably the most common, question or query that I get when I start working with people. So I've helped over 100 companies drive business through LinkedIn and social media in general through organically. I don't focus on ads. And a big, people are wondering how they should invest the majority of their time at the start, because we all don't have, 50 hours a week to spend on social media. Everyone's trying to get the most for the least time input, and I completely understand that because I'm the same. So if the question in a lot of cases, should you focus on content or should you focus on outreach? My answer changes depending on who I'm speaking to, and it changes based on who their end target is. So I'm working with a person at the moment who he does marketing, which can be a wide niche, but he does marketing specifically for shopping center operators or shopping complex operators with more than 10 assets. So they have, at least 10 shopping centers. There's probably only 3,000 to 4,000 people that he could work with in the whole world out of 8 billion. Content isn't the answer for him, because he's not going to get the benefit of, he's going to still have to put the time in to create the post. He's still going to have to try and get, write the hook. He's still going to have to put in the videos. And posting 7 days a week isn't going to really get him where he's going, because until he has, tens of thousands of followers, he's not going to get seen by the right people just because of who he's targeting. In his case, I would go directly to outreach. So I would focus on not, spray and pray outreach. I would focus on highly personalized, probably fully manual outreach in his case, or at least very close to manual, highly sophisticated personalization using tools like Clay. If you type in clay.com, it's a lead enrichment tool that you can use to write properly personalized first lines, not the type of stuff you're seeing on LinkedIn all the time, and bringing value to the conversation. So for him, that's the best way to go about it. For you, that might not be the case. So if you're selling to basically any other, it's always B2B I'm talking here. If you're selling to general B2B services, marketing, SaaS, if there's over 1 million prospects that you could potentially target in the world, or over 500,000, content is probably the answer for you. The reason for that being that because the market is so big, there's probably a lot of people selling into it, and cold outreach is just going to be burned at this point. So if you find it easy to do cold outreach to them, so does everyone else. And people have been doing this probably for a lot longer than you have. So your end customer is going to have seen these messages, no matter how good the scripts are, no matter how good scripts I can write or you can write, they're going to have seen them 100 times. So they're just going to zone out and not give them a chance, unless you can bring something very unique to the party. So if that is the case, you need to lean on daily content, because that's what can separate you from the pile and get you to be top of mind. The shopping center owners that I talked about previously, they're not getting 50 messages a day from people trying to pitch them, because they're offering something very niche. So they're just not getting as many messages. So in that case, I still recommend going highly customized when speaking to them, but you can be a bit more generic, and as long as you're leading with value and still doing all the right things, it'll work. If you're selling cold email or selling any form of marketing to a mass market, or sales, or coaching, or whatever it is, you need to be more sophisticated, and content has been the lever that's worked best for me. Does it say then, did I say don't do any outreach? No, I think it's a combination of both. This is what you're looking at here is the diagram of the overall system I recommend to people who are trying to bring in customers through LinkedIn. So the vast majority of people should be doing everything. However, I think 80% of the energy should be on the daily content, with a big lean into warm outreach afterwards. So don't just post and wait for people to come through. That's only going to be, but if you're just doing that, you're probably only getting 5% or 1 in 20 of the leads that you potentially could be. However, if you plug in some warm outreach to that, it'll change a lot, and you can multiply that by many times over. Warm outreach is basically where you start a conversation with someone who's interacted with your profile in any way. So that could be if they've viewed your profile, which on sales links, LinkedIn Premium, you get a list of the people who view your profile. Go on to that. People who follow you, you can see your new followers every day. And then people who are connected with you, which is kind of the next level of followers on LinkedIn. If you're doing this consistently and putting out good content, the combination of these two is what will deliver massive results for you over the long term. Pair that then and add another lever, which is weekly lead magnets, which I highly suggest. Maybe not at the start if you're just getting in the rhythm of posting, just focus on getting the content out there, but creating a weekly lead magnet every week and sharing it with your customers, that'll just get you out there even further. So I've done a good few of these in the past. One had 4 million impressions or so. I basically created what it was, a ChatGPT prompts pack, and everyone was interested in that at the time. I said, here, I have this, and I explained it in a bit more detail. Comment, I think it was 192 below, and I'll send it to you. And then I think it was 9,500 comments or something crazy. It went mega viral, and I ended up closing about 30 clients on a product I was selling at the time doing that. Do that every week, but maybe not from the start. Again, put the focus on getting your daily content out there first, because that's what will get people to the top of mind. And then, especially earlier in the process, you need to be doing engagement. So engaging when you only have 10 followers or 10 connections, the algorithm isn't sharing your posts out that much because there's only so many people in your pool of sphere of influence. So you need to go out there and engage with others to get your name out and get what your thoughts out there. So I'd always recommend doing 20 to 30 comments per day at the start, and ideally maintaining that throughout, but with a specific focus on it at the start. I optimize for all of these 4 things to start conversations. I don't worry too much about, having a crazy good optimized landing page, although that is important, but it is an optimization. If you're earlier in the journey, for me, it's about starting the conversations, speaking to people, using voice notes, using DMs to understand their problems, and then move them towards a consultation or a sales call or whatever you call it in your scenario as a next step. Don't be passive, and don't just rely on people to magically come through your website, because no matter how good it is, you still need to be active and take responsibility and go and get the leads. So that's a long-winded answer to whether you should do outreach or content. In most cases, my answer is do both. In other cases, unless you're going really super niche, you can lean into the outreach a bit more. I would still, in that case, suggest posting 3 to 4 times a week, but it's just the primary energy should be focused on the outreach. However, if you're just selling to mass market, content's going to do all the legwork. That's what's going to get you top of mind. That's what's going to get you. That's what's going to put you there when someone's buying window opens, and then you're going to be open to having a conversation with them and moving them further down the funnel. So that's all for this video. Thanks.